What is up, everybody? This is Ray and Brennan here with Franchise Tag Fantasy Football, and we are coming back at you with another draft profile. This time, the number one back in the draft, Bijan Robinson. What do you
That's
got for
right.
us here, Brennan?
Oh man, this is the kid that's just gonna light up the field. 5'11", 215. Not the most breakaway speed. He ran a 4.46 at the combine. His 10-yard split was 1.52. His vertical jump was around 37 inches. Broad jump 10 feet 4 inches. And for his stats for last year was 258 attempts on 1,580 yards, 18 touchdowns, 19 receptions on 314 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Total college carries about 539 in total.
I wanted to point out, and we're going to be covering, each one of these the top five
Yeah.
running backs, and the total carries. I think that's a pretty pertinent statistic
Yeah.
coming out of college, because you want to see what kind of tread is still on them tires.
Yeah.
Looking at Bijan's play, this is before we even get to the notes. He does a little bit of everything, and everything he does is right.
Yeah. He's the next highest graded, prospect to compare to Saquon and everybody else like that. I mean, I have Saquon, higher than that, but he's just that talented though to be up in that level. He's not Adrian Peterson. He's nothing like that, but he's still very, very good.
I would say that I saw a little bit. You saw a little bit of Saquon in his game,
Hmm.
especially from this last 2022 highlight reel. You see a little
Yeah.
bit of Saquon. You see a little bit of Le'Veon Bell
Yeah.
with
The
his
patience.
patience.
Yeah. He's super patient behind that line. And he just bursts out. That's what gets him going.
And that's
So,
the thing. I like. He does a little bit of that slashing too, where you see a little bit of Aaron Jones,
mhm.
and it's like you don't know where to really place him as what kind of back. The only knock that I would give him, and this is just off of the highlight reels and what you saw last season, I would like to see a little more power, and I think that he can do it. He's a big back, I think he's going to come into camp at a 220, and
Yeah.
that's a big back.
That's a big boy. I mean, it's what you want though out of your fantasy running back. You see all the guys that are in the top 12, they're all above 200 pounds, so he's right
Mhm.
there in that threshold of it.
Yeah.
The lightest one I think is Christian McCaffrey, at like what 205. So, but still, and
Mhm.
Christian McCaffrey is an outlier as itself. So,
Yeah, and I think that, throughout his career, you'll see more of
yes,
that power.
yeah,
But that's the only, like, it's not even a knock, really. It's not even a
no.
knock. So what about some pros here?
So, I mean, my pros here, it's pretty, scheme proof skill set. I mean, anywhere he's going to go, he's going to fit in just fine because he's one of those, again, true down, 3 down backs where he can catch and he can go through the trenches and everything else like that. He fights through contact for extra yards. So it's not just a matter of like, if he gets 5 yards, he's going to fight for the 6th or the 7th yard. So that's what you want
Mhm.
out of your running back. And he's a good receiver. He's not one of those guys that's going to drop out of it and, make these drops. He's very good with his hands and he stands his ground very well when chipping in the pass pro. So another thing, that's what you want out of your third down back. You want a guy who's going to be sit there and protect your quarterback. So that's another great thing out of him. I mean, he's agile and he can change really quick on a dime in his directions. You watch his highlight tape, you watch how quickly he moves left to right, north to south, everything else like that. So, and then he can accelerate into top gear almost seamlessly. That's the one thing when you watch, it's just he just goes and then he
It's those
fights through
short,
on.
choppy step. It's those
Yeah,
short, choppy steps is what it is.
yeah, exactly.
He
I
goes 0
mean,
to 60 quick.
and I think you and I can agree that really like the biggest con for him is that he doesn't. It's just he doesn't have that like that breakaway end speed. Like if he breaks through, he's gonna get caught. Like let's say he's at the 25-yard line. They go it's 1st and 10. He might get caught at the opponent's 45-yard line. He's not going to get you that breakaway 75-yard touchdown, but he's enough to power through to get those extra yards. And only other knock I have is that maybe his play style might not hold up long term. He's a bruiser. He's one of those guys who's going to fight through extra yards. So we see those guys break down. So
I would agree with all of that.
yeah,
So comparisons, we already talked about it, really.
yeah,
Le'Veon Bell, Saquon Barkley, I think those are two really good comps.
yeah,
I would, again, and I know that it's kind of a weird comp because he's a lot bigger than
hmm,
Aaron Jones, but I'd like to put Aaron Jones in there as well.
okay.
Um, More because of his slashing style.
If he
His
For me, like another player comp I can see is like Willis McGahee, just like a solid career. Just one of
Yeah,
those guys like just who just lasted for a while and played well. But as long as he has those RB1 finishes, that's all you really care about.
yeah. So let's talk about where we'd like him to go or where he might be going. What's the odds on favorite for him? Currently, he's linked to the Chargers, Bengals, Bucks, Dolphins, Bills, but the Eagles are the odds-on favorite right now in Vegas at plus 275.
Mhm.
I'd like to throw in a different name on there. I'd
Okay.
like to throw a little feather in your cap here. How about the Bears at 9? How about the Bears at 9?
Yeah, they're intriguing because of Justin Fields and everything else like that, and the whole new offense and everything else like that. I wouldn't be upset. I mean, no matter what in the dynasty, you're taking him. Even if you were to go to the Jets, even if you were to go to Brees, that would be trouble for Brees Hall. More it would be trouble for Bijan Robinson. No matter what you're taking him, so anywhere he goes, you're happy because he's just that talented. My perfect landing spot for him, I think, obviously the Chargers. If the Chargers can just take him at pick, I think they're in the 20s. I'd be super ecstatic.
I think that's a very common
I
a
think everyone
common
wants to go. Yes, everyone will love everyone, every wide receiver, every running back go to the Chargers because they
and the
need
tight
it.
ends. And the
Yeah,
tight
exactly.
ends.
Exactly.
No, I honestly I would think right now the only bad place for him to go, I think is the Patriots. That's it. And he's been linked there as well today.
It'd make my Ramondre stocks very, very sad.
That's tough.
Yeah,
That's tough
I
because they'd be splitting 50-50. They
oh,
really
yeah.
would.
And I don't even
And
know if we splitting 50-50. I think if you're taking Bijan that early, like, he's gonna be the workhorse. I mean, and then, Ramondre just gets the scraps.
maybe
Yeah,
you could see.
you could see what they do there. I don't know. It'd just be weird if he went to the Patriots. I think a lot of people would be very upset in the fantasy football community.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I think my dark horse right now, and I think I hate the Bears with the deepest passion, but I think my dark horse favorite right now is the Bears. Imagine stopping Justin Fields and Bijan, and then now you have
Yeah.
to worry about, did Justin Fields take a step as a passer? Now you're talking about DJ Moore down the field.
Yeah.
I just really like that fit.
Nice little safety blanket too for a dump check, dump off.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
I
like it.
really like that fit. It feels right, but I don't know. Anything else about Bijan Robinson you want to talk about?
Nah, it's pretty much it, man. I think we nailed it on the head with him.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. If you guys have stuck around long enough, please make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe. Let us know what you guys want to talk about next. Let us know if we're doing a good job, if we're not, if I'm looking handsome, if I'm not. Need to know these things, guys. So, as always, thanks for stopping by, and we will see you on the next one.